last day of the month. That's why it is showing like that. Now the last bill I'm going to record is for 2nd August 2024, just one day after it, with the same payment term. And the due date gets changed completely by 1 month. It will due on 10th January 2025. So this payment term will help you based on certain type of complex contract with the party, that when your amount will getting due. This is the same example which I have shown you during the demo. Now, next thing is an abnormal thing. If something is going in a single trend and abnormal things come, I should get an alert that I need to look after it. For example, since 2 months back, I was getting monthly bill of 292 of my mobile recharge. Suddenly it hiked to the 350. So I should get an alert that yes, something is going there. In the same way, if something is going in a sequence, like you are getting a bill from the party consistently of 10,500 each and every month, and suddenly it is giving you the bill of 11,500, you need to look after that why such price is hiked. So based on the trend analysis, system can guide you how it is that something is abnormal. Here you can see I am having more than 10 invoices with the Satyam Solution Private Limited, each on the first day or last day of the month, and of 10,500 only. Now for this month, I'm getting a bill, I'm recording on the 1st August, and it is actually for 11,000 plus 5% GST, so 11,550. As a normal accountant, I'm just going to record it. I will not be knowing that I'm getting so many bills, so how its amount should be. But when I will record it, system will give me the alert that the amount for the Satyam Solution Private Limited appears unusual, so that I can go inside it, dig into it, and if it is fine one, that now actually the price is raised, so I can agree on it, confirm it, and ignore future alerts that now onwards I don't want this price to be considered, I want to consider new price for this trend analysis. Now after abnormal invoices, next thing could be duplicate bill recorded inside the system. If multiple accountants are working in the organization, same bill can be recorded by separate accountants inside the system. It can record more expenses and it can lead to fraud as well. So how we can avoid it? Simply, I have already recorded one bill with Satyam Solution Private Limited. Now I am recording another one. When I will enter the bill reference number, system will automatically give me the alert that the bill reference number is exact to the another bill, because same bill number with the same party is not possible. That's why it will help me to detect the duplicate bills, and I will not record it if I am recording it genuinely. Now, in the same way, when it happens to a duplicate bill, it can happen to duplicate invoices, that I had raised one invoice to one particular party. Today, they called me that please provide me the invoice. I've already recorded inside the system, but by mistakenly I'm creating separate invoices for that. So the system can give me the alert. First of all, I am creating an invoice with the Sarthi systems of 1st August for 1050 rupees. It was already created. Now when the Sarthi system called me again that I want the invoice for purchase that I had already made, you provide me the invoice. I was not knowing about it, and by mistakenly I tried to create the same invoice. And the system will give me alert that based on the party, based on the product, based on the amount, and based on the date, it looks like it is a similar document. It could not be. On the same day, you could have raised multiple invoices to same party with the same amount, but you can just check into it, and if it is duplicate one, you can avoid it. Just give the printout of this invoice to your party. Now the next one is a Kanban quick create. This feature is specifically used when you want to record the bank transaction quickly. Nowadays, we are mostly using bank synchronization or importing the bank statement using the Excel. But in case you are not having any of that option due to any emergency and you want to record the banking transactions quickly, how you can do it using this Kanban. Here I am recording one transaction for the 1st August 2024. Let's take an example. It was for the Anand Agrotech. I am receiving 10,000 and I got certain memo. It is for advance. Now, as I am recording one by one transaction of my bank passbook or bank statement, when I will click on add new, it will give me the same date, because ideally it is going to have the same date transaction or next date transaction. It is not going to give me today's date. I will again record a transaction with the partner, Mira Enterprises, payment 1000 and memo, it is for advance. I'm again going to record another transaction for 2nd August 2024 with another party, for example, Mantra Marketing, and I'm recording another transaction. So based on the transaction I am recording, the system will decide the date, last date for which I have recorded the transaction, and I can quickly create each and every entry. This is Kanban quick create. Now for example, if I have already made an advance payment to the party and they are providing me bill now, so I am having two options. Either I can go and create a bill and then reconcile it with the payment, the advance payment that I have made. But if I don't want to do it, I can directly do it here. I have already made 10,000 payment to the Mantra Marketing. I can create bill here. The system will calculate the reverse calculation and I just need to confirm it. So instead of going through the normal process, you can go with the reverse process where invoices can be created quickly. Definitely if you want to add certain product or line item here, you can do it. Otherwise, if it is a plain vanilla case, you can directly create the bill. Now, as I have recorded the bill of 10,000, but for example, the goods were damaged, so I am not going to make a payment of 1,000 or I am going to make a write-off of 1,000 without credit note. How can I reconcile it? Initially, I had one option that I create a miscellaneous journal entry and reconcile it manually against this invoice, or I create a credit note. Now I am having the third option. Inside the reconciliation, I can expand the Mantra Marketing, select this bill, reconcile it. This amount was not editable previously. It was a static one. If we are matching multiple transactions, it will just match those transactions. But now let's take an example. I'm not going to make a payment of 1,000. I can edit this amount, write the chart of account, for example, write off, and reconcile it. The system will calculate that I only need to make payment of 9,000 against this bill, and it will get reconciled here directly. Amount due would be 9,000 only. So in this way, I can quickly reconcile the part of the thing against particular invoice. Now, I have already shown you that how you can record the bank transaction manually using the Kanban. But let's take an example that you don't want to go with it. You want to use the system that it scan your PDF file, and using the OCR technology, it can directly create the bank entry. So now it's possible inside the Odoo. But in this case, you might have an argument that why I need it. I will explain you after showing you the demonstration. Here you can see that I am having the bank where I can upload my PDF file. I am having one bank statement. It is loading, and you can see the transactions is loaded. When I will refresh it, it will create 20 records. Based on the transaction statement for each and every date, it has created the record. So if I am not having the Excel file, if I am not having the CSV file which I can import inside the system, I can simply use the scanned PDF file. But even we consider that nowadays practically we don't need it, because we can directly download the Excel file from bank's internet banking. But for a credit card, I usually know that we don't get Excel file. For each and every credit card, we only get PDF files, except ICICI Bank I know, where I can get an Excel. So whenever I want to record credit card transaction, I need to do it manually, or I can use this OCR feature where the transactions can be recorded quickly. Now, as I already talked about the credit card, so the next thing is dedicated credit card journal. Till now we were using the bank journal for the credit card transactions, but as you all know that bank account would be my asset and credit card account would be my liability. So we wanted to restrict it, and it was a requirement of many users that we want separate journal for it. So now onwards you are going to see separate journal for the credit card. Inside this journal you can create a transaction same as you can create with the bank. And reconcile it. What is different compared to the bank journal entry is in its configuration. When I'm going to select the account, journal account, I'm only going to see the liability account. I'm not going to see any asset account, that is my savings bank account or any other FD or any other account, because it is only my liability. So for each and every liability, I can use this credit card journal, and definitely it's going to have separate sequences so that I can track it easily. Now, you know that bank is going to send you the statement each and every month, irrespective of you are doing the transaction or not. In the same way, you must be knowing many of your customers that whether they are doing transaction with you or not, at the end of month they will say, sir, provide me the statement. I just want to see how much I need to make a payment to you. Now you need to occupy one person after this thing, that they download the statement and send the statement to the party. Instead of that, you can configure inside the system that at a particular interval I want to send my statement to the party, and the system will send it automatically over the mail or WhatsApp. Where you can do it, first of all I will show you where you can download the normal statement. So on the partner ledger, for example for Mantra Marketing or for Moksha Market, I can get the customer statement here. It is getting downloaded. And here it is. You can see I need to take 1,60,000 from this party for the bill of 8 August. Now instead of that, if I want to configure that Mantra Marketing should get this on email, I can go to the Mantra Marketing and I can select this option that automatically customer statement I want to send for 12 months starting with 31st August 2024. Instead of months, I want to send it weekly. I'm making more transaction with the party and I want quick payment from the party. I can also define it that for next 100 weeks, I want to send the statement. After that, you again need to enable this. So you can directly configure automatic customer statement in the same way the bank is sending you the statement. Now, chart of accounts. Till now, the chart of accounts were company specific. So if you are using consolidation and you want same chart of account against multiple companies, it is difficult. You need to keep the same name, you need to keep the same code, and at the time of consolidation you need to define that this chart of account is common between these parties. From now onwards, we are going to get common chart of account against multiple companies. How you can create it? So simple, you can see I am having two companies, Healthy Dry Fruit Private Limited and OI Private Limited. I am creating a new chart of account here. Let's take an example. I am having cash bank, but I don't have a petty cash, so I am creating chart of account of petty cash. Here it is created for the Healthy Dry Fruit Limited, but when I will select another party, I will get an option to map it for OI Private Limited as well. I can keep separate code for this party, because if the government regulation requires the separate code, it's fine. Or I can keep the same code as I have kept for the party. And it's done. Now when I will go to the OI Private Limited, this chart of account of petty cash is created, and you can see it is common between Healthy Dry Fruit Limited and OI Private Limited. So the consolidation becomes easy when the common chart of accounts is used between multiple companies. You have same name, you have same type of chart of account. Now, assets. We all like the assets. It is our wealth, right? So how we can improve the asset management inside the Odoo now? First and foremost thing is regarding the asset model. Just a second. Yes. Here you can see I have created the asset model, computer or laptop. I have defined the straight line depreciation method. I have also defined the depreciation account. Till now this features was there. The new feature I have added is regarding the non-depreciable value percentage. Reason being, I will explain you with an example. Let's take an example that I am recording a vendor bill of a laptop from the Satyam solution. I am purchasing one quantity of laptop at the price of 1 lakh. As and when I will confirm it, the system has created the asset for me. But inside this asset, I am getting original value of 1 lakh and it is going to get depreciated completely over the period of 5 years. I cannot define the non-depreciable value at the time of automatic asset. For example, I am creating 10 quantity of laptops with the price of 1 lakh same. And here you can see 10 assets have been created, and in each and every assets non-depreciable value 5,000 is defined and the depreciable value 95,000 is also defined. So the depreciation would be only for 95,000 rupees, not for whole value of 1 lakh rupees. The next thing is properties field. When I am creating the asset, I would like to define multiple things regarding the asset, like its brand, its insurance policy, its location, or many more things, the person to whom I have assigned this asset, so that I can easily track the things. You can say it could be useful at the time of audit or internal audit. So here we have introduced a feature of add properties. Using this feature, you can add any field on the asset, and that field can be helpful for filtering out the things. For example, I have added already brand here. So for this laptop, I can define it is for the Dell. I can also give the serial number of the laptop. If I want to give more information, for example, I am adding a properties that it's system configuration. And I want to keep it a text file, or I can give it either a selection field. I could say simply it's I7 or it's I5. Done. Here I can select it is I7 and I am going to get it whenever I am going to see the asset model. Here you can see the brand is already available for this laptop. Dell is a brand, serial number is here. I can also get the system configuration here. So whenever I am going to see the list view of any of the assets which I am going to have in my books of accounts, I will get all the information related to that asset, and accordingly I can filter it out. For example, I just want to make a filter that okay, just a second, currently I am not sure about it, so we are moving ahead with that. But it's possible to just filter it out, that which brand or which model number or serial number is there on particular thing, or many more configurations that you would like to do. Now the next thing is TDS and TCS. As we all know, in India, income tax favorite section is TDS and TCS. For each and every majority businesses, we need to consider it, and each and every budget government is going to introduce new section. One day there will be 194Z would be available. So for each and every section we are going to have separate threshold limits, and we need to consider that from when I need to start deducting the TDS with particular party on particular type of transactions. Now onwards it would be possible with the use of system. You just need to set in the system that on particular type of transaction particular tax is applicable, and the system will calculate the threshold for you. For example, I am recording a vendor bill with or I can say professional services, Pratham Professionals. I'm recording a bill for 1st August for professional services. Now, if I'm not wrong, for the professional services, section 194J is applicable and threshold limit is 30,000 rupees. When threshold of 30,000 gets reached, I need to start deducting the TDS. So I'm getting first bill of 16,000 rupees from the party. When I will record this bill, okay, I have recorded more amount, sorry, 16,000. Currently the threshold is not reached, so I don't need to deduct the TDS. But for example, I'm getting another bill from the same party, from the Pratham Professionals for the professional services, and again for the 16,000 rupees. As and when I'm going to record this bill, system will give me the alert that it's advisable to deduct TDS under section 194J on this transaction. So I can make compliance easy one. Now, you might have a question that this is a simple section, 194J, where I'm having only one limit, only aggregate limit. But there are certain sections where I'm going to have multiple limits, like per transaction limit and aggregate limit. Specifically, I am talking about section 194C. So how system will behave in this type of transactions? For that, I'm going to consider one example with you. Let's take an example. I'm going to make a transaction with Triveni, and I'm going to make it with my Gujarat branch for the job work expenses for 29,000 rupees. So the per transaction limit of 30,000 is not getting reached, and aggregate limit of 1 lakh is also not getting reached. So TDS is not applicable. Triveni Enterprises Gujarat in the month of June, job work for 29,000, and TDS is not applicable as of now. Now there could be another case that I am getting same bill from the party but for 31,000. Here the per transaction limit of 30,000 is getting reached, so I need to deduct the TDS. I'm just changing the amount of 31,000 with separate bill and assume it is received in the month of June only. Here you can see system is giving you the advice that now it's time for you to deduct TDS under section 194C because per transaction limit is getting reached. There could be another case. For example, in the same invoices, I'm getting job work expenses as well as advertisement expenses. Single expense is less than 30,000, but the total bill is of more than 30,000. So whether I should consider the TDS or not, even if the aggregate amount is less than 1 lakh rupees, as per rules, yes. So how system is going to behave in the case? For the job work, it's 15,000, and for the advertisement, it's 16,000. Assuming it is received in the month of July, and system is still giving me the alert because the total transaction amount for the 194C eligible chart of accounts is more than 30,000. So I'm getting proper alert that I need to deduct the TDS. Now the next scenario is I'm getting a bill of only 10,000 from the party. It is less than 30,000, but aggregate till now is more than 1 lakh. It is aggregate of 1 lakh 1,000. So the how system is behaving in such a case? From Triveni Enterprises, I'm getting the bill on the August for the job work 10,000, and system is giving me proper alert that I need to deduct the TDS of 194C. So my compliance is safe now. Now there could be one more scenario that for the same bill of 10,000, I'm recording the credit note of 8,000. I have reversed it due to certain reason. So I'm reversing with the credit note of 8,000. And I'm getting another bill of 5,000 from the party. So you can see the total bill amount that I have received till now is 1,06,000 rupees. So whether I should get TDS applicability or not, this is a common question that happens inside the businesses. So I'm recording another bill as of today only for the 5,000, and system is not going to give me the alert. The simple reason being the net transaction amount, purchases minus purchase return, is less than 1 lakh rupees and the single transaction amount is less than 30,000 rupees. So TDS compliance does not come into the picture. Here you can see the total transaction value is 1,06,000 total bills, but after reversing the sales purchase returns, it is 98,000. So the TDS compliance does not come into the picture. Now, after this, nowadays, as we are having multiple GST number of the parties, and we are also going to have multiple GST number for our business. Okay, just a second. Wait, just a second. Okay. So, let's take an example. I'm working with a party which is going to have 28 GST numbers, so I need to create 28 contacts inside my system with the separate GST number, and the PAN number would be same, and I am also going to have 28 GST registration number if I am doing a business across all India, and PAN number would be same. In such a case, the compliance becomes difficult because the accountant of separate branches are different, and at each and every point of time they need to see whether the aggregate limit with all the 28 parties is getting reached or not. If it is reached, I need to start deducting TDS even if the single transaction with single party is less than threshold limit. So here I have recorded all the transaction with Triveni Enterprises Gujarat till now. Now I am recording another transaction with the Triveni Enterprises Maharashtra. It is having the same PAN number but the different GST number, and I am recording the job work expenses only 1,000 rupees. Party wise, it is less than per transaction limit and threshold limit of 1 lakh, but on PAN number basis it is more than 1 lakh rupees. Just a second. Okay, till now I had recorded expenses of 98,000, so I need to consider little more amount. For example, 3,000. Okay, now it is more than 1 lakh, exactly 1,03,1,000 rupees. So the system is going to give me the alert that section 194C is applicable. In the same way, I could have another branch. For example, currently I am with the Gujarat branch, and I can record the transaction with the Maharashtra branch. Here I am not having any vendor bill with the Triveni, but when I am recording any single transaction with the Triveni Enterprise, system is giving me the alert that TDS is applicable. So the accountant of my Maharashtra branch don't need to look that how many amount of transaction has already been done in my Gujarat branch. He might not have access of those transactions, or he don't want to check those things because we are going to have many transactions. So the system will consider those things. Now another thing could be, I have shown you per transaction limit. I have also shown you aggregate financial year wise limit. For the renting transaction, we are having monthly limits, 50,000, section 194 IB. So how system will behave in such a case? I'm recording a transaction with Triveni Enterprises for office rent for the month of June. It is only 49,000, and system is not going to give me any alert. Now in the month of July, I am going to get, sorry, in the month of August, I am going to get another transaction of office rent, but now it is 51,000. As monthly limit is more than 50,000, which system is giving me the alert that section 194 IB is applicable. Apart from that, the last scenario is on the same bill, there could be multiple sections applicable. So I am also covering that case for the Triveni Enterprises. Today, I am going to record the job work expenses, only 1,000, and office rent of only 1,000. It was pending for me to make a payment, and system will give me alert that section 194C and 194 IB both is applicable. So irrespective of number of applications, system is going to give me the alert. Now the next thing is higher TDS alert. For example, I am recording a transaction with a party. For example, I'm creating a party on a fly and I don't have a PAN number. For the job work, 31,000. I need to deduct TDS 194C. When I will pass the TDS entry, the system will give me the alert that party does not have the PAN number, so I need to consider the higher rate at the time of deducting the TDS so that I don't miss any compliances. Now the next thing is e-way bill on stock. Till now, e-way bill on invoices was available, but what if you are making inter-branch transactions? How you can create the e-way bill on the fly? So here I am going to create the e-way bill for the stock transfer. I am having in the Healthy Dry Fruit Limited Gujarat branch, and I am recording transaction with Healthy Dry Fruit Limited Maharashtra branch for almonds, or I can say cashews. Okay, I am giving 100 quantities. Validate. I can create the e-way bill directly from here. I just need to define the description. It is internal transfer. I also need to define the transporter. It could be Anand Agrotech, vehicle type, vehicle number, transporter document number, and date. It's done. I can quickly generate the e-way bill, and I don't need to go on the government portal. I can directly get the printout of e-way bill inside the system. Sorry. Okay, here you can see the e-way bill is generated and you can directly provide it to a transporter. Now, finding the HSN. Whenever I am creating new product, I need to consider the HSN now. With the GST, HSN is coming free of cost. So either I need to go on a government website, find HSN manually, or I can keep a sheet, Excel sheet on my system and I can find HSN at each and every point of time. But now on you don't need to do it. Whenever you are creating any product on the fly, you can create the HSN. For example, I am creating dates, not the dates you are thinking about, it's khajur, because we are in a dry fruit business. And I can get an HSN here for dates. Okay, here I can get an HSN for the dates. It becomes easy for me to find the HSN at the time of creating the product. Now the next thing is HSN validation. For each and every businesses, the number of HSN required is different. For example, if I am GST compliant, I need to keep minimum 4 digits of HSN on all my transactions. If my turnover is more than 5 crore, I need to consider 6 digits of HSN. As an accountant, it could lead to many mistakes. So what if I define inside the system that I need to keep minimum certain amount of digits in my HSN at the time of creating invoice, and if it is not there, system will give me the alert. So first of all, I need to define it that for my business, 6 digits of HSN is applicable for my example. And now I am recording a transaction. Okay, I am creating customer invoice newly. I am selling the almonds. I am also selling the kaju. I am selling walnut, pista, and kishmish. Okay, these are the things you can see, and for each and everything the HSN is different here. I'm just recording it, and you can see that ensure that HSN or SSC code consists either 6 or 8 digit, because it could be either 6 or either 8. Less than that is not possible or not allowed for me, right? So here you can directly see that for which invoices the HSN is less than 6 or less than 8. But for example, if you are having the invoice with 1400 line items, it becomes difficult for you to check that for which line item I am not having the proper digits of HSN. Here the system will help you. You can directly click here, and for those line items where HSN is not compliant, the list would be available. You can directly update it here. And here you can see I had having the HSN of 5 digits, still system is giving me the alert. So all the HSN is properly applied here, right? So in this way, it becomes easy for me to make a compliance with the HSN. And there could be another scenario. For example, I have recorded this bill with escaping this alert because it is not blocking one. So at the time of filing my GST return, it will give me the alert that certain product line does not have the HSN in journal. So I can directly click it, identify those lines and update the HSN there so that I don't get any alert in my GST return filing. Now, checking the GST number status. For example, my party, the vendor, is not having the active GST number. So by default, I can assume that he is not going to file the return timely or he is a defaulter, and I'm not going to get the input tax credit of GST amount that I'm going to make a payment. So whenever I'm going to make any payment, I can check directly inside the system whether its GST number is active or not, and if it is not active, I can decide whether I want to make a payment of GST portion or not. How I can do it? Let's take an example. I am recording a transaction with or I'm already having the bill of Satyam. Yes, you can see this is a Satyam Solutions bill, and the GST is not checked. I'm just checking it. Okay, it is inactive today. So I don't going to make a payment of GST portion to the Satyam Limited. Now for another vendor. Let's take an example, Pratham Solutions. I can check the GST. It is active today. So the system will help you to check the GST status, and if it is checked previously, let's take an example. I am checking the GST number of another vendor. Okay, for the Triveni, you can consider for the Triveni Enterprises, I had the GST number checked before 22.